All right. Well, thanks to all who have joined in so far. A little bit of a late start tonight. Me and Jim were watching the end of that Winthrop and Arkansas game, which if you missed that, it was a doozy of a finish.
WWE.
Kentucky has lost tonight, so Tennessee's having a good night, um, and we'll see if we can have an even better one here on Saturday night as the Vols go down to Florida. Basketball plays Tennessee State on Thursday before they head to Vegas for that huge Thanksgiving tournament. So full swing. This is a fun time when basketball and football are going simultaneously. But Jim, first off, before we get into Mr. Boo Carter's whole deal, his whole saga the last few months, any sweeping thoughts from that New Mexico State game from Saturday?
We should have played the young guys more. Other than that, I mean, you held them under 10, which you would expect them to do. I felt like you left points on the table.
Mm-hmm.
Joey threw 2 ugly interceptions, in my opinion. And that's that. Can't be doing that against Florida because Florida is, I mean, they're showing a lot of fight, even though their season is completely over. So,
yeah. I mean, Florida will bring a good effort against Tennessee. They always seem to get up for this one. But as far as that New Mexico State game goes, obviously you wanted to see more young players get in, but when you screw around in the first half and, I think the end of that first half was interception and then 2-3 and outs, and then the end of the half when we just ran one play. I mean, you're not going to get a lead doing that. And, I mean, I'm glad we scored out of half because that allowed me to exit that stadium because it was a boring slop fest. I mean, that's what these games are. I mean, I don't think there's much to glean from it, just based off what I just said. I mean, obviously you're going to be more excited, better prepared to play this weekend than you were this past weekend. But that's about all I have to say from that game, man. I would have loved to see George get more than 3 pass attempts.
can we all agree? Can we both agree that, like, let's stop pretending Jake Merklinger is like I understand, like, if something happened to Joey when the season was still on the line, you would be like, all right, Jake, you're in. But at this point, stop the fairy tale. Like, every time, and listen, I love Jake. Jake's a good kid. But, like, every time he goes in there, it's like you feel like he's about to throw an interception. Like, just doesn't look like he's comfortable. Like, George at least looks like he's there. I don't know, but that's just my opinion.
I get what you're saying. You know, it kind of rubs me the wrong way because when Jake went in, I don't know, sometime in the third quarter, and this is going to sound like I'm just complaining, but there's not much to be positive about from that game because it was, we did what we were supposed to do. I mean, we, like you said, played good defense and scored in the 40s. I mean, it is what it is. But Josh Heupel's clock managed it. We've talked about it.
Trash.
And we've said somebody should be keeping up with it. But we know somebody's keeping up with stats because they put Joey in for one play to get over 200 yards passing and then took him out. And Merklinger had that the second and third down play. So somebody's keeping up with stats. So I don't know why we can't keep up with the clock. So
listen, I'll go to every game, be right next to Josh Heupel the whole game for free. I'll do clock management. I could do clock management better than he's doing.
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, I don't want to be too negative about a easy win against a nobody. But Boo Carter, the saga is over. And for I don't know, maybe the first time, or I don't want to say the first time, like one of a few times that Josh Heupel he said what he meant to say in yesterday's press conference when somebody asked him about Boo Carter. I don't know who asked it. I haven't dug into it that much, but somebody asked him, why wasn't Boo Carter on the injury report if he had an injury and all this, basically wanted him to address the situation one final time. And when asked if he should have been on the injury report, he said no, our trainer said he was fine. And you could tell he was perturbed. I think he's happy to be done with the whole situation. I think 99% of the fan base is. So
Well, I mean, when your rectum's hurt, I mean, like, are we like? I wish Josh Heupel would not be this like what would you call it? Good guy in this situation where he doesn't want to ruin like Boo Carter's potential career because I wish he would say what the whole ordeal was because
I'm sure he's telling people behind the scenes.
yeah, but no one's coming out with it though. Like you'd expect if he was doing that, Tony Basilio would know by now, and he would be doing the whole rumor stuff. But like, did he did he tell a coach to go f himself? Did he like what is it
Yeah.
like? But it
I,
seemed like the players were happier.
I, and that's the thing, And when I said he's probably talking to people behind the scenes, I know coaches talk to each other just about players, like, especially with the transfer portal these days and
And their
junior
family.
college coaches and lower school coaches, they talk to each other. They're used to talking to high school coaches even before the current landscape, but they're not afraid to tell you what a player is or their shortcomings or red flags or whatnot. But like you said, I think the players are happier. I think the leadership council back in late July or early August when this whole thing happened probably wouldn't have cared if Josh Heupel dismissed him then. And I mean, there was that rumor / report. I think it's almost confirmed by now that he got his ass beat by some of the defensive players. Like they beat him
Wait,
up.
what?
Yeah, I think I talked about that back then. It was during
No, you didn't. No,
when
you
it first
didn't.
started. I didn't want to talk about it much because it wasn't like it was a rumor, but
Well, tell
it's
me now. Now he's
it's
off the
more or
team.
less
Who cares?
confirmed. Some of the defensive linemen apparently rocked his world, like beat him up bad, and I don't know. And that puts Boo in the spot of, well, nobody really likes me and all this. That's not an excuse, but I don't know. It was kind of a lose lose situation either way in my book because going into, I know how we all felt then. We were worried that with Jermod out, and if we did dismiss Boo, we would be thin back there. And that was even before Ricky Gibson got hurt 10 plays into the Syracuse game. I think most people were on board with keeping him, but that was assuming that he would get his act together. And that's what's Heupel's whole deal with him. And he clearly did not, and it showed from his effort on the field. So, and then if you were to have dismissed him, and you see how the defenses look sometimes this year, people would have said, well, we shouldn't have dismissed Boo Carter. It was a tough situation. That's all I'm saying.
Well, we expected Boo Carter from last year.
Yeah. And
And
we did not. We
better,
that was,
better
yeah.
than last year. So you could understand where the Tennessee fan base is frustrated because we expected an absolute stud coming in this year to really, make things a lot easier. Because if you had that Boo Carter we thought we were going to get, we could have put him at the starting star, and you could have moved McMurray over permanently to cornerback and had Colton and him doing their thing. But hey, Ty Redmond got to be a stud. That kid is going to be good.
Thank God for Ty Redmond being serviceable as a
Yeah.
true freshman.
Ty Redmond going to be good. Farouk's going to be good. I still think you go get a DB. I mean, it's not I mean, dude, imagine the possibilities if Gibson and Hood come back. Now, I'm not saying that I think that's going to happen, but it is a possibility.
Yeah.
And because if Hood comes back one more year and does the same thing he did this year, he's a top 10 pick, in my opinion. Like,
he's a good man. He's good.
And a lot of people are worried about this team. Dude, you got the whole offense other than Joey Aguilar coming back. Sam Levette, whatever his name is, entered the transfer portal. I'm just saying, good quarterback for a good quarterback friendly system. Just saying, that you're looking for a quarterback. Tennessee's not going to roll in there. I don't care how good Faison Brandon is in high school. You're just not going to throw a freshman out there.
You wouldn't think so. It's
You
Heupel's
got
never done that before.
Yeah, he's going to go get a quarterback of the portal. You have to have the whole offseason with them, though, is going to be a benefit because, like, I mean, look at Joey. Joey did phenomenal with only 3 months to prepare.
Yeah.
And I think that's what they're going to look for in the portal. And then you need DBs and safeties, and because your linebackers are coming back, your defensive line's pretty much going to be back other than Joshua Joseph. And I mean, crap, man. This team's gonna be good next year. They're gonna be good. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna say undefeated, but they're gonna be good.
Yeah, and that's why things like this Boo Carter deal are so frustrating. I mean, I think Heupel's done a good job of having that family atmosphere in the culture, whatever you want to call it, and the leadership council and all that. And but when you have the Nico deal and then this Boo deal, like prima donna attitudes from parents and the players, we don't have to get into all that, but
Two bad parents in a row.
yeah, I mean, but I'm like I said, I'm happy to be done with it. Like you said, the biggest deal is like I think the locker room will be a lot more palatable for the players. I mean, I think they'll be happier without worrying about what this dude's going to do. And that's why he didn't play against Oklahoma. You saw the effort in that Kentucky game on that one play. There wasn't no hip flexor, and the fact that he tried to come out and lie about it after the
Tells you a
fact.
lot about him. Tells you
I
a lot
mean,
about him.
and do we really think if he were to go to Colorado, assuming Deion's even still coaching next year based on his medical issues and all that, if he were to go there, you think Deion would put up with that? Like, I don't think he would.
I think he would take him, but yeah,
I think he would take him, but he wouldn't put up with what he was doing in this offseason or the effort he was showing when he was on the
I'm
field.
calling it right now. He's going to be at another SEC school, and
It would be so
their
annoying.
their colors are orange too.
You think he's going to Texas? Auburn?
No. I think it's going to be one of those schools that are orange in the SEC.
Okay.
I think he's going to test it. I don't think he's going to be. He's not going to be promised like, oh, hey, you're going to start. I think he's going to have to earn something. But
You would think so, just based on the past 6 months.
Or Miami. I could see Miami like going like, oh, we'll give you like $1 million. Come play.
Yeah, Miami's not afraid to throw around money for sure, but
I mean, look at Jacoby Thomas. We could have used him this year.
that's tough. And that, I mentioned this a couple weeks ago, but how much of our NIL was spent on Jermod McCoy, Boo Carter, and Ricky Gibson? I mean, that's probably most of your budget for the secondary, considering Hood was just a throw in the spring portal, and he's ended up being really good. And
now that's a question. What was a bigger waste of money?
Boo is the bigger waste of money because he continued
bigger than Nico.
Well, he continued to be on the team, so yeah,
but
I think so.
He didn't do anything,
and Nico not being on the team led to Joey and all that. I mean, Boo was a bigger waste of money considering how much he got compensated, making his stand in the winter transfer portal window, and then doing what he did. I mean, it was, and I wish Nico would have done the same thing. Maybe we would have told him no, but it is what it is. But I don't think two players doing this is like an indictment on the program or anything. I've seen some people say that. Two out of how many? And considering a lot of kids are knuckleheads, including and especially really good young football players, I think 2 out of 80 to 100 ain't too bad. I mean, you're going to have some bad apples, but any more thoughts on it?
No, I'm kind of curious what your thoughts are with this Florida game. Like,
we'll talk about it.
Do we finally get past the damn 0-3 curse? Does it happen?
On paper, it should, and that's the whole deal with this game from the fan base's perspective. I mean, I think I said it a few weeks ago when we were talking about the official permanent 3 opponents. I was glad to not see Florida because the whole fan base turns into schizophrenics this week. Just look in the replies of the game time announcement. People were posting pictures of that 1,000-yard stare meme and we're gonna get blown out and on all this, and you can't really blame it when it's been 22 years. I mean, it's scarred. This game has scarred the fan base for a while, especially down there. But on paper, Tennessee's a better team, and if they play well, they will win the game. I mean, I know the transitive property doesn't mean much anymore, but Kentucky brutalized this team 38-7, and that included 3 interceptions from DJ. But they have that type of game in them. Like they're the performance they had against Georgia and Ole Miss were good, but in between that was a what the hell just happened game for them. So
Now, does Agway start?
Probably. I mean, unless he just wants to wrap it up and get ready for the transfer portal, assuming he's going that route. I mean, I think he plays.
I mean, I do too. I think this game's going to be a tough game. And I'm not trying to be like what you said, the meme people and all that stuff. It's Florida fans are going to want this game. Florida fans are going to want this game. Florida is going to want this game. Dude, I just don't know. Just seeing all the mistakes Tennessee's been making, shooting themselves in the foot every game. Trust me. I want us to win. I want us to kill them in their own. I want to empty the swamp. I want to do all that, but just doesn't with Josh Heupel's road record. And like I said, with all the little flaws this team's been handling, it's so hard to pick us. So hard. I don't care what Florida's record is. It's. I mean, they're an SEC team, dude. They got a great defense, a great defense, and
would you really say great?
I mean,
I think it's
bad.
So I was looking at their defense earlier. They are 12th in the league with points allowed, 13th in the conference in total defense. They're 11th in pass defense as far as yards go, 13th in rush defense as far as yards go. Opponents are converting 40% of third downs. I don't think I agree. Like their defense is feisty, but just according to the numbers, they're not as good as some people are talking about them. Like, in my opinion, I think there's opportunities to be had. I mean, Lacey from Ole Miss had he had an incredible game running the ball, and I think that's where Tennessee should try to attack them. I think they're going to want to. And I think Florida's game plan will be to stop the run, and they're going to try to make Joey beat us, which is concerning considering the last 2 games from Joey with a few errant passes. So, but if they get the run game going, I think that defense there's holes to be exploited there.
Yeah, no, I mean, you just can't be making those mistakes that they've been making, man. Like Oklahoma, like even going as far as like Kitselman not tackling that guy after a fumble.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can't be making those dumbass mistakes. And that's what it is. Like I hate to say it, like that's what it is, a dumbass mistake.
I mean, how do we want to blame Kitselman a little bit for that first one this past week? I feel
it
like
seems like that's like the big thing is Kitselman's hands aren't as good as last year. I don't know. And I love Kitselman. He's a great tight end.
Yeah.
But those little mistakes, those little slip ups, they're going to hurt you in games like this.
Oh, for sure. I mean, you can't go on the road in the SEC and do what we did against Oklahoma. I mean, like we did against Alabama. We did against Mississippi State too. 2 interceptions at muff punt. We came out on top there, but it's just. I do think though, if you look at the teams on paper and like if you were to not know the names of the teams, you would say Tennessee should win this game. And I think a lot of the fear is obviously with the history, which means something. I don't think it means as much as this fan base wants to believe, but it does mean something. And Josh Heupel needs to do a good job of getting them to play in the moment and not forget about what players who were playing before they were born did 20 years ago.
Right.
I mean, that's my big thing. I mean, the mindset has got to be there for us to go in there and do what we need to do.
Well, I mean, one thing Tennessee doesn't have to worry about is Dallas Wilson. Dallas Wilson's out for the year. Tennessee's Florida's, big time wide receiver. He's out. There's little things like that could, benefit this team. But again, dude, I don't know. If you ask me for a prediction, like I might actually predict us to lose.
I mean, it's like I said, we are a scarred bunch when it comes to this game, but offensively for Florida, what are your thoughts there? Because for me, if you can force DJ Lagway into turnovers that he's been prone to, I mean, he's thrown, I think it's 13 interceptions this year. I mean, and we're talking about Tennessee's defense now. We'll give up some yards.
What defense are you getting?
Yeah.
What defense are you getting?
I guarantee you we're going to give up some yards, but if we can wreak havoc like we normally do, it'll give us chances to separate in this game. And DJ Lagway has shown Tennessee to do that. So I think that's where it lies for our defense, which is same story in a lot of games, is they're going to have to wreak havoc, put the offense in good situations.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's just so hard because like the defense gives you those little like those games, even the Oklahoma game, they looked pretty good.
They were good, yeah.
They looked pretty good last week. It's just, can you do that against an SEC team on the road?
Yeah.
And can the offense complement the defense? That's the biggest thing. That's been the biggest thing all year. Because if you think about it, Tennessee's defense plays a little bit like that against Georgia. You win that Georgia game.
Yeah, I mean, and even as bad as they were in most of that game, they had that strip sack where the offense went 3 and out and only got a field goal. So it was still a one-possession game. Yeah.
Complimentary football. We talked about it all year, haven't we? It's just
they gave you a chance to get back into the Alabama game too. When we got that strip sack at midfield. I mean, it's
and you can't go back and look at games like that. Like you lost them, whatever. If we could go back, obviously we change it, but we can't. You lost those games. Hopefully Heupel and the coaching staff learn from it. I'm still nervous about Tim Banks against Florida. Tim Banks is just, I don't even know. I can't even. He's got me clicking a pen now because he just pisses me off that much.
You just get you get nervous just even by the mention of his name, and I get the frustration with him, but I wouldn't even say it's going to sound like an excuse, but like I said earlier, most of your money on defense is tied up in 3 players that haven't seen the field a lot. I mean, and you're playing a lot of freshmen, you're playing a lot of guys, a lot of redshirt freshmen, sophomores. Which, by the way, Perlotti, I think he's going to be an all SEC player by the time his career's done at Tennessee.
I think he's going to be a first rounder by the time he gets to the NFL.
I mean, that's been probably the best thing about the defense this year is watching him come along. But
that kid is fast, dude.
I'm excited to watch his career unfold. But yeah, I mean that Florida's offense just points per game wise and yards per game wise is 15th out of the 16 SEC teams. So Tim Banks, you need to do what you're paid to do. And you're probably getting paid too much to do what you're doing this year. But last year, Tim Banks had a good game plan against Florida. Most of the second half was Lagway, so he's coached the defense against Lagway. I mean, he's seen this before. I mean, I would hope to God he has a good game plan to not just sit back and let them do what they want to do. Like if we just sit back in zone or just sit back in man, it's probably not going to go well. You got to mix up the looks because this guy, like I said earlier, throws interceptions. You can't just give him the same look the whole game. And I know Tim Banks knows that, but you got to show it to me. Like the defense is going to have a good game because Lagway, as bad as he looks sometimes, he is super talented. And I think a lot of his struggles are due to their offensive coaching staff.
Oh, are you kidding me? If Lagway entered the portal, I'd want him.
So would I. Yeah, I mean, I think he would do great here. I mean,
well, it's a quarterback-friendly system. I mean,
yeah, I mean, if a guy from Diablo Community College and App State can come in here and put up the numbers he has, DJ Lagway can.
But, and again, think about when we were talking about who Tennessee was going to go get in the spring. Think about all those players that said no. Josh Hoover,
Yeah.
Avery Johnson, Sam Levette, Rocco Becht. I bet you
Yeah.
they're regretting that decision.
Yeah. After seeing what Joey had done, but I said it then. I'll say it now. Kudos to them for not doing the exact same thing Nico did, leaving for more money.
Yeah.
But yeah, just talking about Joey, just him falling into our lap is it's one of the best stories of the year for in college football. Even with the way the season has unfolded, not going exactly how we wanted, missed opportunities and all that. I mean,
And I
it's a
would
great
take Joey
story.
back again if we could.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it was a real post or not, but there was something on Facebook about something about a contract is in the works or something that Joey may or may not have done. It might be fake. It might be
No, Facebook's always fake, but think
boomer
about it though.
Facebook fraud stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, Diego's fighting, and hypothetically, and I understand Diego Pavia trying to come back. He's not going to the NFL, but he would make so much money if he got to come back one more year. But
Joey. Yeah.
again, no. Well, him too, but I'm talking about Diego Pavia. But if Diego Pavia gets a year, that means Joey would get a year. And honestly, I wouldn't mind Faison and George learning under Joey for a whole year. I wouldn't
Yeah.
mind that at all.
Yeah.
And again, though, that battle between those two are gonna be sick. It's gonna be
Yeah.
sick because
Yeah.
both of them are ultra talented.
Yeah. I think you said it earlier about there's probably going to be a transfer at quarterback next year, but I wouldn't rule out GMAC with a redshirt freshman year under his belt. But we'll see how that plays out. But like I said, I mean, Florida's offense ain't that good. Their defense is better than their offense, but it still ain't great. It'll come down to the mindset on Saturday night, and I would imagine the crowd is not going to be like rabid. They're probably apathetic at this
They're
point.
gonna be rabid
The
until
the people
Tennessee
who
turns it around.
Yeah, I mean the people who show up will be reared up and ready to go. With
It's
the,
gonna be sold out. I think there will be a lot of Tennessee fans there.
I hope so. We need every orange shirt we can get in there, but they're doing honoring Urban Meyer. So I mean it might be a weird night down there just as far as vibes go, but again, it is Josh Heupel's job. He gets paid millions of dollars to have his team ready to play, and like you said earlier, it's been hit or miss on the road against inferior opponents. This year though, we have beaten the two opponents that we played on the road that we're better than. One of them was a lot closer than we hoped it would be. Kentucky, we took care of business, but let's take care of business again. Do you have any more thoughts on this Florida game?
No, not really. I'm kind of makes me sick to my stomach to think about it, but
That's my whole thing, man. I hope the team is not as scared of this game as the fan base is. That's all I'll say. I think I stated it early in the season, but vibes do matter. So hopefully the team is confident and ready to go. They need to be playing that Philip Fulmer speech from before the 2001 game in that locker room. Because
yeah,
if Philip
absolutely.
Fulmer was good at one thing, and he was good at a lot of things in his time in Tennessee, it was a pregame speech. And if you haven't seen that, go on YouTube and watch it. But that's another thing. Last time we played him this late in the season down there, we did win the game. It was the
I want to win handily though, dude. Like,
yeah. And if we do that, I mean, it's doing something that Vegas did not expect at the very least. I mean, we're only 3.5-point favorites.
that, and then what again? Do we talk about that? I mean, you need chaos, absolute chaos next Saturday and then last Saturday.
As far as playoffs go,
yeah. But again, though, I mean, I was looking at it. Let me pull it up. But someone was talking about if the if 6 SEC teams get in, right? Say if. Okay. A&M guaranteed. Georgia, I mean, you got 2 lost teams in Oklahoma, Alabama, Vanderbilt. Who else? Am I missing? Us?
Uh, we have 3 losses now.
3 losses. I'm delusional. Anyway, Texas. Well, Missouri doesn't really matter. They're behind us too, so it's kind of like they need chaos.
Yeah.
But I mean, you're looking at A&M, Georgia,
Ole Miss, Alabama, Texas, Oklahoma,
Ole
Vanderbilt.
Miss. Those 3 will be for sure in. But Alabama, I mean, they could lose again.
Yeah.
Oklahoma can lose again. Vanderbilt can lose again, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And Texas can lose again. So
if chaos were to happen,
I think if Tennessee goes in and, let's say, handles business in Florida and wins by 2 touchdowns and goes next week and beats Vanderbilt handily, like normal, where they just beat the crap out of Vanderbilt. Not saying it's going to happen, but let's say it does happen. And Oklahoma loses a game, Alabama loses a game, and Texas loses. I mean, that's chaos, dude.
yeah. The only thing that, like,
I understand the ranked wins and stuff. I understand.
yeah, I mean, if even if what you're saying were to happen, the only team with a winning record we would have beaten is Vanderbilt.
Yeah, but a lot of people are saying that if it were between a 3-loss team for Oklahoma and Tennessee, I'm pretty sure, I can't remember who it was, but it was ESPN, someone analyst saying that don't sleep on Tennessee in that scenario.
Really? As far as the head-to-head versus Oklahoma decision?
Yeah,
there?
because I don't trust me. I'm not on that side. I feel like head-to-head should be looked at.
Yeah.
But you're talking TV ratings.
Yeah.
Tennessee is doing way better. That's what they were talking about. Now that I said that, is they were talking about like TV ratings. If it was between Oklahoma and Tennessee, they would give it to Tennessee all day just because of TV ratings.
Yeah. I think
it's hard to say, dude. I don't think we're going to be in the playoff. I don't. Yeah. I'm like 99.9% sure.
We would have to call in favors to the bourgeoisie to make it. And there would have to be the CIA involved. It would take a lot of things, but anything can happen, I guess. But like you said, I think there's a very much less than 1% chance that Tennessee gets in there. But we did it to ourselves, man. We missed our opportunities to be in that conversation. So
field goal away, dude. 1 field goal away.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
literally,
if you were talking about a win over Georgia, you're sitting at 8-2 with 2 winnable games left. I mean, there's a log.
It would be just like last year.
Yeah,
and we had to win those last 2.
And then you look at last year; only 3 SEC teams made it. Because I mean, there was a logjam at 9-3 last year, instead of what it looks like this year will be at 10-2. So
what about? I'm worried about next year, dude. I can't. Next year is going to be crazy with a 9 SEC schedule, 9-game SEC schedule, dude. SEC's beating each other up this year. Wait till next year. Like 9-3 is going to be a good record for an SEC.
It's going to be a great record.
Yeah, and again, Tennessee's going to be playing Texas, LSU, Bama. Who else? You got Alabama,
Texas,
Kentucky.
Yeah, Alabama, Kentucky, Vanderbilt, and then you play A&M on the road, South Carolina on the road, Vanderbilt on the road, and
then the 5 are they're 5 at our home.
Yeah, there's somebody else in the SEC on the road.
It might be LSU at home.
It might be Arkansas on the road again, I think. But those home games will be fun. They'll be really fun. And honestly, if you look at the schedule, I mean, LSU will have a first-year coach,
and a first-year quarterback, most likely.
Yeah, Auburn will have a first-year coach. You get both of them at home. Most of your hard games are at home next year. I mean, the hardest one, obviously, on the road would be A&M. Just projecting now, but
I'm glad we don't have to play Georgia for once. Like we played Georgia for ever. It feels like
we did, for 50 plus years. But
Yeah.
um, yeah, the playoffs are a long shot, but it's worth the conversation. I mean,
There is a possibility that it happens, and it would feed families. It would
yeah.
feed families if that happened. Twitter would be a madhouse.
I feel like if we were to make it, we'd probably the committee would be like, okay, Tennessee on the road at Ohio State or something like that. You know, I think it would be a short trip, but making the playoffs is fun. But
Oh yeah.
um, what are your thoughts on the men's basketball team so far, Jim?
I mean, the first game scared me, like just the sloppiness. I mean, they looked to turn it around. Such a tragedy like yesterday. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
not saying anything bad about it, but JP Estrella was looking like he was going to have a phenomenal year. Like, and you love the kid. I mean, even last year he wasn't even playing. You just loved him because after every dub, here it comes. Here
yeah,
comes the W. You know, Gillespie's the real deal. That kid is insanely good at basketball. Nate Bent, I wish we would have one more year with him because that kid's gonna be a stud in the NBA. That kid's gonna
yeah.
be really good. Akbara, great game last night. 20 points, highest in his career, I'm pretty sure.
I think so.
Carey had a great game.
Hmm.
I mean, to me, the team looks good. But again, I'm still concerned about I can't be like, oh, this team's great.
Yeah.
This team is good, and that's what scares me. I just don't know. I don't know yet. We got to see what SEC play looks like. Let's see what we do against Houston. Let's see what we do against, the higher ranked opponents. I mean, we played Duke pretty well. I
Yeah.
mean, Boozer played 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, Shire was he was not losing that game. And again, how many shots Gillespie missed and Ament missed that game? The team, I think they'll be good. They'll play good in the tournament, but this team doesn't scream to me like national champions. Like they don't.
Not right now.
Well,
Uh,
I mean, dude, look at Kentucky. Everyone, $22 million. We're gonna be undefeated. Oh, blah blah blah, and they lost today by a lot.
if you get the chance, go watch Mark Pope's post game press conference because he
Oh
looks
God.
like a defeated man. But um, as far as our team goes, I think the gelling of the team is still going on. I mean, I think that's why you see some of the turnovers. You see some of the lapses on defense. You see, I mean, none of these guys have played together. I mean, your returners were mostly front court guys, and then Bishop Boswell. So I think it was always going to take some time. I think the schedule broke down nicely for us with the 5 tune-up games before you play a Power 5 opponent in Rutgers, which might also be a tune-up game. They're not expected to be very good this year. And then you have that Houston game, which will be a measuring stick game. And maybe it doesn't go well. Maybe we look good. Maybe we look awful. But, it's still going to be the team's going to still be coming together. And I think it's a
Mhm.
good sign that we have scored 90 plus points in 3 of the 4 games. Like you said, that first game was a little eye opening. It was a little bit concerning. But since then, I think they've bounced back well. I think, especially on offense, that it's coming together. I think it might take a little bit longer on defense, actually. And how much of that in these last 2 games is because Bishop Boswell was out? I mean,
I like Abram.
Abram plays great defense too. And if Berg can have the performance he did last night, putting in 3 threes and handling the ball a little bit, he's not the best ball handler I've ever seen, but he can handle it a little bit. He has a few good passes too. But like you said a second ago, Jalen Carey finally looked like he woke up for the first time in a Tennessee uniform. He kind of looked like the guy we saw at Vanderbilt last year in spots, at least against Tennessee. And as far as JP goes, man, I think it's very annoying that it happens in a game like that, like it did last year. Um, like a try hard play by the Rice guy. It is what it is. But I think hopefully it's just a hyperextension. I mean, he was on the bench, so I think that's a good sign. And
Yeah.
after halftime, he was sitting there with ice on his knee. But even if it were a devastating season-ending injury again, you still have 4 post guys, and that might be our strength this year. Because if Ament's shot doesn't get better than it's looked so far from beyond the arc, which I think it will. I mean, everything I've heard about Ament is he has a good three-point stroke, so maybe that r- rises to the mean, you know. But we've killed teams in the paint, and I know you're supposed to do that against the teams we've been playing, but that might be our strength this year when you can rotate in 4 guys.
Oh yeah. I mean, I think Estrada's going to be back. I think he's going to be out for a couple weeks.
Yeah,
But I think he'll be back middle of the SEC schedule.
yeah,
I think that's what I get from, like you said, he coming to the bench and doing that, or like, because if it was season ending, he probably wouldn't have came back out. I mean,
yeah. I'm thinking more maybe by the start of conference play he's ready to go. Um, but like I said, the schedule broke down well. We play Tennessee State Thursday. Then the first game in Vegas is Rutgers. But then you play a 4-game stretch of Houston at Syracuse. I don't care how bad Syracuse is. Playing at the Carrier Dome is pretty hard. Illinois at home, Louisville at home. You play 3 top 10 teams in Syracuse on the road in a 4-game stretch. So we will find
if
out a
you could
lot.
take 2, I'd be happy with that.
Yeah, if you go 2-2 there, it'd be a pretty good run there.
I mean, Louisville's good, but I mean, Kentucky's not that good. Like,
yeah,
I'm biting my tongue on that because like they always play us good,
mm-hmm.
but Louisville is a good team, but Kentucky is not as good as we thought.
I think that's safe to say from based on what we've seen right now.
Yeah.
And talking about basketball in mid November is you really don't know much yet, but we can only go off based on what we've seen. I'll tell you what I've seen from the ladies team is not great. The last 2 games, you do whatever you did against UT Martin and Belmont. You win the games, but they need to figure it out, man. Like I'm a little
They
bit
got the
concerned
talent.
there.
They
Yeah,
got the talent.
and it might be the same story as this team. It's just Rick Barnes is more experienced, but they look like they're going to need time to gel too.
The thing about the Lady Balls, man, is just I'm not a big fan of the defense that they play because they just I understand it's supposed to cause chaos, but against good teams, it's not going to cause chaos as much as you think.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Too early
Yeah.
in the season. It's too early in the season to say.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, Kim Caldwell's a second-year coach or third-year coach in D1. Rick Barnes has been doing it for 40 plus years. I mean that might be the difference here. I think eventually they will be good, but they like Belmont was winning the game with like 5 minutes left. The last time they were on the floor, and I was sitting there just keeping up with the score, and I looked over, and I was watching a show or something, and I looked over and it said like 55-54 Belmont with like 6 minutes left. I was like, what the hell is going on? Like I thought we're supposed to be this high flying team that overwhelms teams like that. And we did that last year in the non conference. Like we didn't do this last year. And they play MTSU next. And if you remember Kelly Harper's last year, MTSU has beaten Tennessee before. So if you bring out a similar type effort, it might go badly. And it might get a little tough for Kim in the early going here.
Can I just say about the Lady Balls, to me, it's just like they live and die by the 3 because they get plenty of open threes. But like even in the Belmont game, they weren't hitting their threes. Like they went 7 for 34.
It's tough.
20% from 3. It's hard to win. And I mean, 24 for 69 from the field too. I mean, that's not good either.
Yeah.
So, and they had 14 turnovers. I mean,
Yeah.
just not going to work. But yeah, I mean, like I said, too early in the season. I can't wait for baseball season. Baseball season. That
Speaking of
baseball
that,
team is going to be an absolute.
we got good news today. I don't know if you saw, but Tony
Frankie's
Vitello
staying.
hired not Frank Anderson. He took our strength coach, which I'm not overly concerned with that. I think Josh Aylander has enough connections to get another good one in here, and he did quickly. But yeah, I think barring anything crazy, Frank Anderson's going to be the pitching coach next year, and that's good news.
Oh yeah, people don't understand how good this baseball team is going to be. I don't think they understand how good it's going to be. Like the pitching's going to be good. The hit, the lineup. I don't know how they're going to play everybody. I really don't. Between
Yeah.
Blaine Brown, I mean Reese Chapman's still here. You got Tyler Myatt, Henry Ford, Jay Abernathy, Levi Clark. You name it. Stone Wallace. Like, how are you going to get all these guys? You know,
It's a really good problem to have, and
yeah,
I think we
yeah.
talked about it in late January or early February last year, talking about the baseball team. You know, you'd rather have this problem than not having enough talent. I mean, but I trust Josh Aylander with my life. So,
Yeah.
anything else tonight, man? I think we've covered all the bases.
I don't think so. I think we're in the midst of a either incredible weekend or
Abject misery.
yeah. So
God, if you were ever to beat Florida and break the streak down there, it should
this
be
should
against
be it.
it should be against a 3-7 Florida team who has fired their coach. We have not had this opportunity in years because we always play Florida early in the year.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not have Billy Gonzalez's first win as the interim be against us and extend that streak. So that's all we got tonight. Thank you for those who have tuned in. If you didn't see from the start, it'll be on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts tomorrow. And go Vols.
Go Vols, baby.